It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
We start in Citrus County, Florida. A woman arrested. Sheriff pulls her over with multiple open alcohol containers.
What?
She does this, heavy drinking, as Hurricane Debby had arrived and was roaring. According to the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, the sheriff was on his way to assess the impact of Hurricane Debby on roads when he noticed a possibly impaired driver.
Oh, look at her. I mean, we're not just talking a can of beer. We're talking the whole liquor store there.
Yeah, she's got quite a bit going on.
I'd be willing to bet my lunch that there's alcohol involved.
She needs to take that thing to the car detailer. Yikes.
Yeah, there's a lot, as I say, going on in that shot. He noticed the motorist spinning her wheels at a stoplight in the lane next to him. Once the light turned green, the driver began to drive erratically. She was continuously turning her hazards on and off, and he became concerned, you see. So he pulled the car over, called for backup. As he approached the car, he could smell the odor of alcohol from the driver's breath and noticed she had slurred speech. So
I'd be willing to bet my lunch that there's alcohol involved.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that there's alcohol involved. Thank you, though. The driver, Candace Wisecup, 38, and there she is, asked to step out of the car, at which point the sheriff and deputies on the scene noticed several open containers littering her front seat.
What can you tell us about the scene?
There's several open containers littering the front seat, Larry. They found 3 empty shooters of liquor, an open can of beer, and a 4th unopened shooter. Looking at her booking photo, we do have to assign a numerical value. It's 1 through 10, 10 being the highest. To her booking photo, what would you give her, Candace's photo?
Can I just comment on her name, Wisecup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of all the cups of booze in her car, not so wise, Wisecup.
Of all the cups of booze, not one of them is wise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Candace, I'm going to go ahead and give Candace a 6.
Oh, I'm going to give her a 7.5.
Girl,
all right.
just
yeah.
woo.
Yeah, girl, you are just woo. But Cheryl says 2, and Audrey says, I believe, a 6. 4 says Max, and
All right.
7 says Michael. Michael and I were on the same page on that. Anyway, she performed poorly on the field sobriety test, blaming the storm winds for her not being able to walk in a straight line. She said, look, alcohol's got nothing to do with this. The storminess and the winds are preventing me from walking a straight line.
Oh, it's the storms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane Debby.
She refused to submit a breathalyzer test. She was found to be driving on a suspended license as well.
I'd be willing to bet my lunch that there's alcohol involved.
The cops brought her into custody. Meanwhile, on the other side of Florida, a Florida woman in a fight with her husband. And during the fight over the fast food birthday meal, she was hurling burritos and a taco at her husband.
Food fight.
The woman arrested over the weekend. The burrito and soft shell taco. In the arrest report, they do specify soft shell. Thrown at her husband during this argument over the meal. It's sad because the meal was for his birthday, the husband's birthday.
Well.
But she's charged with domestic battery for the fast food assault, the birthday assault. There she is, Esha Prasad, and on the Mark Thompson Show booking photo meter, I'm going to give her a 7 also. What about you?
I concur.
All right. She and her husband of 5 years got into an argument after she bought him food from Taco Bell and McDonald's for his birthday. This according to the police affidavit. Hard to believe that a Happy Meal and a purchase of food from Taco Bell could somehow end up with an arrest and with her in custody.
It truly turned into taco hell.
Oh, that's just so strong.
Yeah.
She allegedly threw the burrito and soft taco shell at him. The burrito was still on the man's face when the cops arrived at the house.
What?
He wasn't injured. She said that she threw the burrito at her husband because he threw a bag at her. He denies that. She was booked into the Pinellas County Jail and released later that day. Speaking of throwing things, there was another ugly incident, Kim, with a Florida man throwing spaghetti sauce at his own mother.
What?
That's not cool.
It is not cool as well. And when the cops came after him, Anthony Edlin, who you see here, he hid from the cops. But more on that in a second. As you look at his booking photo, which he, I think, provides for us with the beautiful orange jersey that they give you when you check into some of these establishments you'll be remaining in custody in.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 7 also. I like him. Yeah, I like him. He's the kind of guy I'd like throwing spaghetti at my mother. He threw spaghetti sauce at his mother. Anthony Edlin, his mother, this sweet woman, I'm presuming, got into a verbal argument. This is just this past Sunday, this whole thing happened. On the Lord's Day. I mean, it's really...
This is a word from the Lord, and he's not happy.
Exactly. Edlin, also known as Anthony Flacco, really? Okay. Was arrested for domestic battery and resisting an officer without violence. It's unclear whether the spaghetti sauce thrown at his mom was hot at the time. He's lived with his mother for over 5 years. But when she called the cops, he fled the house and he hid from the cops behind a group of bushes in the backyard. Mm-hmm.
Well, family dinner's exciting with those folks.
The cops showed up. They found him behind the bushes as they announced, "Police, show me your hands." He was not under the influence of drugs. Thank you, Tony, for showing
There
us
he
the
is in
actual...
the bushes. Look
Yeah,
at him
there
there.
he is.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. They caught him there. They did check for alcohol and drugs, not under the influence. So all of this sprung from a sober head, although he clearly has some issues. Let's be honest.
I mean, they can see right through those bushes. It's not like you're,
Yeah, there's not a cloak
incognito.
of invisibility in those
Exactly.
bushes. A Florida woman accused of drowning her roommate's pet spider in ginger ale.
Oh, God.
You know how I feel about this? I do not like violence against creatures, innocent creatures.
She doesn't
Animals
look
and
quite
insects.
right either, doesn't she? I mean, she looks a little bit
She
off.
looks like she might have some stuff going on.
Yeah.
A Florida woman arrested after deputies said that she intentionally drowned her roommate's pet spider. She's Elena Rasmussen, 43 years old. We show her here. Her booking photo will get her a 7 from this judge. How about you?
I'm going to give her an 8. She looks like a criminal.
Yeah, okay, very nice. She's booked into the Okaloosa County Jail. Animal cruelty and petty theft. The roommate filed a complaint saying that she took her pet jumping spider while she was not home. Rasmussen allegedly texted the roommate admitting to drowning the spider in ginger ale. While Rasmussen refused to speak with law enforcement in person, she confessed to a deputy over the phone that she drowned the spider. The spider could not be found within the home, and the arrest was made. And finally, my friends, oh no, actually I have 2 more stories.
Okay.
So my second to finally, friends, a rare albino alligator hatches in Florida. 100 to 200 of these things in the world, and you're looking at one of them. A successful pregnancy and birth, the rare albino alligator. It's living at Wild Florida's Gator Park in Kenansville. The parents are also being cared for at the park where their eggs were kept in a climate-controlled room.
What a picture. Look at that.
Yeah. Very rare, only 100 to 200 in the world. And finally, to avoid an arrest, we've seen people do everything in Florida. They've jumped into water. They've run through parking lots. They've jacked cars. A robbery suspect confronted on a bridge as he stood by the guardrail, jumped into the river below to try to avoid arrest. It happened in Daytona Beach. The cops said the officers spotted a robbery suspect that they've been searching for at 7 in the morning. That's so early to jump off a bridge. When officers told the suspect, the 32-year-old Richard Martinovich, that he was being detained, he said, no, I'm not.
Sayonara, suckers.
The police department enlisted their Marine unit to locate him after he jumped off the bridge to avoid custody.
Ooh, it's a wild idea, but it just might work.
See, that's not going to work when the cops have boats.
Exactly. They were able to locate him and to apprehend him in the water.
Oh,
so
that was a surprise for the cop. Look at that.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, went right over the edge.
That, like, what? So that, my friends, is a wrap on it. We have to choose a favorite. We don't want to. It's like choosing between children. But I will offer you a review of the stories. Please pick a favorite. The Florida woman arrested for DUI during Hurricane Debby, blaming the storm winds for her failed sobriety test and her inability to walk a straight line, even though there were 4 empties right there on the seat when the cops arrived. Florida woman accused of hurling a burrito and a taco at her husband, and the sad part was it was his birthday. But they had a fight over the meal. And a Florida man throwing spaghetti sauce at his mother in a domestic dispute, hid in the bushes from the cops, but they did spot him and arrest him. The Florida woman accused of drowning a roommate's pet spider in ginger ale. Cops did make an arrest. The rare albino alligator hatching in Florida, only 100 to 200 of them in the world. And now there's one more. And the Florida man jumping off the bridge into the river to avoid arrest from Florida cops. We don't want a pick a favorite. We don't want to favor one over another. But we must. According to the bylaws of the show, I go to you, Kim. Which one?
I do like the saucy son along with B.A. Ware, but I think because of the video and the surprising nature of the bridge leaper, I'm going to have to go with jumping into the water, the bridge jumper. Yeah.
Yeah. Karen Cooper, DUI woman with hurricane excuse. Gordon goes for the gator. Trevor, no poll. No poll because Albert's not here, and maybe it's my fault. I should have told Tony to try to do a poll. Yeah, Tony's barely making it today.
Thanks, Tony.
So we didn't. We were busy scrambling other stuff. Arachnicide says.
Oh no!
Somebody, yeah, very nicely done, Cassandra. Baby alligator says Melanie. I vote for Spider Woman, Spider Slayer. A lot of love for Spider Slayer, and that woman being arrested. Stop and Think says when making a spider cocktail, don't shake, stir.
Ew.
Jumping Florida man says B.A. Ware. Bridge guy says Brandon. DUI says the Teach. Albino alligator, bridge jumper. I mean, I don't know where to go. DUI Debbie, DUI Debbie. A lot for DUI Debbie.
It's not a real consensus today, is there?
No, there's not. Hiding in the bushes guy, says Lee.
Yeah.
Well, I will remind you, there are no right answers. But the right answer is the bridge jumper guy. Yeah, that's the one. All right. That is Friday Fabulous Florida for today.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now, here.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.